But if I'm not rocking with it, I'm not rocking with it. And that's that. Like, I have to. Everybody deserves attraction. If I'm not attracted to you, I'm just not.
Okay.
Like, it don't matter how much we vibe.
Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
I just want a man who's definitely like doing good for himself. I feel like I've dated
What does
someone
that
who
mean?
makes like 140,000 before, but I felt like in the end he was a piece of shit on the inside, for real, for real. So like I just need all those great qualities, and then when it comes to like, I definitely need somebody who can provide. Okay, if you just want a number, I'm just gonna say it would be nice to have a man who does have 100,000, because I feel like I'm 30 and we could work and we could just excel, and I would like a man who's interested in like businesses that we could like do together.
And it was going so well. Welcome back to Money, Marriage, and Media. Guys, it's a lot of background noise, but we still got to get it in. The show must go on, right? 1,000 subs, that's what we're looking for. Today, we're back with Kendra G, YouTube, or Singles on YouTube Live. Title is, you have 30 days to talk to her and other women. After 30 days, you have to make a choice, her or them. That actually seems pretty reasonable. Makes sense to me. But let's see what we got. You never know how these things turn out, right?
30. Where you calling us from?
Alexandria, Virginia.
Alexandria, Virginia. What do you do for a living?
I'm a nursing student who's a veteran. So I know you'd be like, how you gonna pay your bills? Because, the military.
I don't ask veterans how they pay their bills, because that's military, right?
Oh, so you get it then, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't usually ask military people, because I know you guys get money each month.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's when people tell me they're just a student, period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Veteran, student. Mm-hmm. I hustle on the side with like Uber orders when I want to. So, that's me.
Okay.
All right. So technically she's making ends meet. So she is a functioning adult, and she is attractive too. So this is starting out. I mean, hadn't gone left yet. Let's keep going. Hopefully it doesn't, right?
You have any kids?
No.
What's your zodiac sign, Jasmine?
Cancer, July 14th.
Don't care.
Cancer, okay. July 14th. So this is Jasmine, Alexandria, Virginia. Nursing, also is a veteran. Are you currently in the military?
Mm-mm.
So you're retired from the military?
Yeah, just a veteran. Retires like 20 years. Veterans, like you did some sort of time under 20, and then active is like you're still in active duty. So I'm veteran. I'm out.
Is she playing with a dog or something? Because I think this is like the second time she done threw that ball. There must be a dog in there or something. And, oh my God, is that the kitchen cabinets in the background that have nothing in them? Not sure what to say about that. You know what? Let me stop, because we got to start looking for the positive in these things, because at least she came on the show presentable, and like I said, she's a functioning adult. Hopefully she's taking care of herself, because let's just leave it there, right? Until we have to. If we have to go in deep and start deep diving because things don't make sense, then that's what we'll do. But so far, okay.
You're out. Okay, let's do it. So Jasmine, no kids, 30, Alexandria, Virginia, student. Let's do it. What kind of man you looking for, baby?
Okay, so I definitely, because I don't got time to ramble, right?
Oh, you wrote it down.
It's like in my little list. So I would
well prepared.
Real quick, someone who is intuitive, empathetic, affectionate. I want a natural gentleman. I would like somebody who's like intelligent and down to earth, because I don't like to be talking intelligent all the time. I just kind of want to like just relax and talk about other things sometimes, because I just feel like my mind is just over it. Funny.
Translation, she's feminine, and she doesn't want to feel like the leader in the conversation. That's what that means. And yeah, she wants the guy to lead. She wants a guy who knows more than she does. She wants a guy who's more experienced. There's nothing new there. That stuff is standard. Let's keep going.
A man who can communicate effectively. That's really, really important. You know, I want somebody who can speak how they feel in like a gentle, clear way. I want a great team player, a man with morals and values and beliefs that really help them during the trying times within their life. And someone who is a leader, reassuring, and who can make me feel safe, secure, and heard. And, you know, it should have been first, but at the end of the day, I definitely want like a man who can value me in the eyes of like how the Bible speaks, because I feel like that's how I want to do for him as my husband. I want to value my husband the way God says I should, you know. So I feel like God's important to me, you know.
Okay.
Okay. What's the deal breaker?
All that seems reasonable. My question is that there are plenty of men out here like that. How old is she? Well, we're about to cover the deal breakers now. Because the only reason I'm asking how old is because I want to know how long she's had these standards for. Because something we need to get to the other shoe dropping. Maybe it's the non-negotiables, right?
Breakers.
Somebody who just isn't ready to take a step forward in life when it comes to like, you know, dating, and then like, okay, I like you, so let's cut off all the extra things. Extra things could be other women. I want somebody who's like could be focused on me, because I'm just somebody who's naturally like focused on my man. So I don't want to compete. I don't got time to compete.
She's monogamous.
Like,
okay.
If you don't talk to other women, I can do that with you for 1 month, and then if it's not me, just let me know, because I'm good too. You know, that's how I feel. Like, I don't want nobody holding up the spot for my man. And
I respect that.
So that's just it.
I can respect that.
So when you first meet, he got 30 days to decide if he's willing to cut everybody off for you.
I mean, I feel like it sounds so harsh, but I just feel like 30 days.
That's not harsh.
Like
that's realistic.
A realistic conversation.
That's realistic for somebody who wants to be. That's realistic for somebody who's actually looking to be in a relationship with a man, and not just out here going off the vibes and none of that other BS. Also, take a look at her nails. She doesn't have stripper nails. She's not in an outfit that's too revealing either. Interesting, right? Let's keep going.
Because especially if I am liking you, you know, I tend to want to, okay, like, I don't know, like, I got my school life, I got my work life, and then I really got this time for my man wherever he at, like, so.
So are you also dating other men during these 30 days too?
No, like, honestly, I went out on a date today, and that's even why I kind of look pretty with my makeup done or whatever. Nevertheless, I mean, I'm not going to see him at all ever again. So I just feel like I'm not. I'll know pretty quickly if I want to continue to talk to somebody, and that's just that. Like, I'm not.
That's cool too. Well, let me jump in with this, because I want to counter your 30-day rule. I think, see, here's the deal. Men actually date right. As in, they date and then they find someone they like more than the others. And if this is what the guy desires, right? And then they end up cutting someone off, or maybe even if it's not what the guy desires, he might date multiple women and then might really dig one and then let's go everybody else. Women date opposite. They date one guy and we make him husband. Wherein we should be, like, the guy should be earning the fact to be the only guy that gets all your attention.
Yeah.
You can have the 30-day ultimatum if you want, but I think it's better if you just are dating, enjoying yourself, but dating multiple people.
Yeah, well, let me let her finish.
And
because I don't agree.
If he wants to lock you down, he got to step to the occasion. When you make it the ultimatum, you got to cut everybody off for me or I'm going to go. You can do that, right? So I think there is a standard. I'm not mad at it, but I just think women need to learn how to date better, because a relationship is when you're with one guy. And I say this, don't be out here sleeping with all the guys. That's not really the advice. But I think the reason why women get so hurt is we date one guy and it's dating not boyfriend, and you make that one guy your boyfriend or your man, and he's clearly out here enjoying himself with other women.
Okay. This is why I disagree. That's great if you're not trying to get married. But if you are, then I agree with this other young lady that you need to have some standards there. And I think that 30 days, you talking to other women, you're dating other women, you're dating me. I think that's enough time. But also remember what I also said about dating. It's dumb. And the reason being is because you can waste so much time. We all just going on dates instead of you actually trying to get to know this person. Remember, you don't need to go on dates to get to know each other. You can get to know each other over the phone. And this actually coincides with what she's talking about because we have over a 30-day period. How many phone conversations are you going to have with this person? I mean, you could talk to them every day. That's probably not realistic because, we're adults and we're working and we got school and like what she was saying, right? But over that period of time, you could get to know somebody to know whether or not by the time you go on a date, you guys should be well acquainted with each other. And that should tell you, okay, you know what? I could see myself going on multiple dates with this person. You can do that inside of 30 days, right? Because because realistically, now she's starting to sound like an older woman who's who's had some experience with wasting time on the wrong guy. Now, Kendra is making a point that men date correctly. Men date correctly for men. It's not how women should date. Remember what I also said about women are terrible selectors when it comes to long-term relationships, right? The divorce rate is a prime example of that because most divorces are initiated by women. Why? Because they realize they've picked the wrong guy. And it usually happens within the first 5 years. So during that 30-day period, or you know what, it don't even have to be during that 30-day period. I would say at some point you need to have a man in your corner who's preferably a family member, a blood relative who you respect, who you love, so they can start vetting that guy. And it's not, the vetting process is not just, you meet the guy one time. No, it happens over an extended period of time. It should take a couple months. Because then you can figure out your father, if that's who's doing it for you, that is the best. Most cases, that's the best scenario. Can actually get a chance to know this man and feel him out. See if the potential is actually a trajectory. Shout out to We Need to Talk. I learned that on his show that actually makes sense. That we shouldn't date on women shouldn't date on potential. They should date on trajectory. Well, if a man is vetting the guy, it's easier for us to vote on potential because we see through a lot of the BS that guys put on for women. Because again, we don't care how tall he is, don't care how fine he is, don't care how much money he throwing at you. None of that stuff rarely matters to us. We're looking at his character. You gonna leave my daughter high and dry? Am I gonna have to come and save her? You see, that's what as a father, that's what I'm thinking about when my daughter has presented a potential husband to me. Am I gonna have to? Does she need to? Can I trust you with her protection? But I think that this is interesting, but I mean, it's not surprise. I'm not sure I would take dating advice from Kendra G just because, I mean, she taking her own advice and how's that working out for her? So I think it's cool that she hosts a show about, singles, about giving other people, because I think the whole purpose of the show is to get, make people more visible to each other. And I'm actually a fan of that. I think that's a smart way to use your platform, to leverage it, to get views and everything else. But I don't agree with that dating advice. Women should not date like men. Why? Because we're different. We have different roles. That strategy works because as a man, you're supposed to initiate. See, for women, that strategy doesn't work because the men are supposed to come to you. That dating strategy makes you end up looking like a 304. And more than likely you're not. But as a man, this is how we think. So I mean, we can do a whole video on that. But let's keep going.
Right. And I think you're a pretty girl. You could easily have lunch or dinner or time spent with more than one guy at a time until one locks you down and says, I want to make you my girl. I don't want you seeing anybody else.
Yeah. I don't mind going out and like dating other people because that's literally what I'm trying to do. Like I literally went on a date today, but nevertheless, like I'm just like moving a little bit fast, and I feel like my little ultimatum isn't as verbal. Like I don't even want to like make anybody feel pressure, and I don't know if it's bad that it's kind of like a silent thing, but like I just kind of want to like just watch what they're doing and just let it happen around me, and like whatever he's leading, whatever he's saying he wanted, like I'm very forward. I can suggest things, but like I know how to read the room, and either it's happening or it's not, and I'm just like not here to play around to even be like the last option and you're a bunch of girls. Like that's just not what I want to do.
And I think also to ask guys their intentions, because there's some men that clearly don't want to be in relationships. And I think women think that, oh, I'm different, I'm gonna change his mind. And he's like,
Right,
no,
it
I
doesn't
don't want to be in
happen.
a relationship. So if you know you want to be in a relationship and you're dating a guy
Yeah.
who is clear about that is not his goal, then you already know what you're dealing with. So
Hmm.
you can either A,
Right,
keep going forward, or B, get off the highway because you know you want something different. All right, does he have to look a
exactly.
certain way?
I feel like I like fine ugly man, if you know what I mean. Like people might not always think he fine, but I'm like, obsessed. So I just gotta have like attraction for real.
Translation. She wants a guy that's he's not a pretty boy, meaning that he's attractive enough that it holds her attention, but he's ugly enough that other women aren't flocking to him. He's more average. He's more average looking. I mean, and that question is kind of ambiguous. I mean, it would make more sense to go through the actual metrics of and I know women hate that, they hate getting that specific, but realistically, if you're a guy watching this, numbers matter to us. So this is why all these other these shows about dating podcasts, when they ask the women, they ask them how tall does he need to be, because it's exact number. So if you're not this tall, okay, then number one, you need to you need to overcompensate for that somehow. If you're not as tall, okay, then that means you need to be in shape. You need to have a career. You need to be discipline, integrity, morals, ethics. That whole deal. Just you got to pick a struggle, basically, right? But with these ambiguous stuff, it's like it's kind of just up in the air, and then it kind of leaves guys in a bad position because now if you're the guy, you're thinking, well, I don't know if I fit this bill or not. So, and that's when you try and shoot your shot, and you find out, oh, well, damn, she's rude to me. Yeah, because you're not it. So it kind of puts the guys in a bad position. That's why I say, give specifics. That way the guy can say, oh, okay, well, she's looking for that. That's not really my speed. I need to go. I don't want to waste a lot of time here. If it's, I'll say something. If it's not there, then I can move on because I already know what it is.
Real, like whatever the energy, the swag, like however you might dress, however you might talk to me, like all of it plays into one. And like, so I really gotta have that attraction, and I go crazy. So you never know, it could be a little bit different, and I'm rocking with it. But if I'm not rocking with it, I'm not rocking with it. And that's that. Like I have to. Everybody deserves attraction. If I'm not attracted to you, I'm just not. Like
Okay.
it don't matter how much we vibe.
Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
I just want a man who's definitely like doing good for himself. I feel like I've dated
What does
someone
that
who
mean?
makes like 140,000 before, but I felt like in the end he was a piece of shit on the inside, for real, for real. So like I just need all those great qualities, and then when it comes to like, I definitely need somebody who can provide, who, okay, if you just want a number, I'm just gonna say it would be nice to have a man who does have 100,000, because I feel like I'm 30 and we could work and we could just excel, and I would like a man who's interested in like businesses that we could like do together.
And it was going so well. Yeah. See the answer she just gave. negated a lot of the stuff that she was talking about before. See, this is why you need to ask women specific questions about the numbers, because most women don't know numbers like that. She talking about 100K. She don't realize how many people actually make that, because you and you're 30. So, well, maybe there's something we're missing. Let's go.
To just, I want to be comfortable. Like, I want to have fun. I want to blow my money when I want to blow my money. You know, I'm straight. You know, so I want to be responsible and all of that. But I definitely just want to be able to enjoy life.
Translation: she wants a guy that's going to take care of her. God, that is so rare to find a guy like that who's going to be monogamous. Yeah. And cue the delusion, right?
And I feel like I'm gonna be a midwife one day, and they make great money. I'm gonna be a nurse very soon. I'm gonna hustle and get the traveling bag.
He won't care about that.
I feel like I do really good now, so I just want my man to be on that same level.
Okay. Could he have kids?
Yeah, he can have kids, but I don't want a man who's like, who's trying to limit how many kids I'm want to have. Like, I don't have any kids.
So how many kids do you have? You said you want to be a midwife. So do you have a certain amount of kids that you want to have yourself?
Yeah, I would like to have maybe 3. I don't know. Like, I don't even
3.
know if I'm gonna love being pregnant or whatever. But
she's 30. She's 30 and talking about having 3 kids. Like, dude, and the delusion continues, because this is a real thing here. We got to have this conversation, right? What you go through, what a woman goes through during pregnancy, your body needs time to recover, and you need time to adjust. See, this is why I say, when I talk about getting married sooner, because right now in our community, the average age of marriage is after 30. And then you running into stuff like situations like this. She talking about she gonna have 3 kids. Is there enough time to have 3 kids? Because you're not even married yet. If she met this guy today, they would get married as soon. I mean, you probably talking about like maybe a year from now. And then you're talking about you need some time for the marriage to gel. So you're talking about 2 years. Now you're 32, and he's talking about having back to back kids with no breaks in the middle. I don't think she understands what that means. So now you got a 1 or 2. Wait. I said that wrong. Now you have a 1 or 2 and a 3-year-old all running around the house. And she's going to be by herself doing that, because the man can't quit his job. Because, again, he's making that kind of money. Guys who make that. So previous career, I spent a lot of times with guys who make that kind of money. They are always on the go. They're workaholics. 50, 60, 70 hours a week. That's the norm. So she raising these 3 kids at home by herself. Like, I don't think... It's easier when there's an age gap, because then it's because you can take, you got one of them who's old enough to do something on their own for a few minutes. But when you got a 1 and a 2-year-old and then a 3-year-old, and then that's chaos. This is why I say you should get married sooner, because if you're getting married at, say, like 25, then you and your spouse, y'all got time you can take another 2 to 3 years before you have the kid conversation, because then you guys can work out the foundation. You can strengthen it up so that when you add in the stress of having kids to the mix, because yes, having a child does add stress to your marriage. Let's be clear about that. Okay. I know it's a blessing. Yeah, but it's still stressful. But now, because you guys have taken a couple of years to solidify the foundation, it's not as stressful. But you're talking about jumping in after 30, and then you immediately have to have the kids, because high-risk pregnancy is a real thing. Oh, boy, this just keeps getting worse. And I keep looking at this cabinet with nothing in it. My God.
Like, I know I want to be a mom, so if I love all of it, and it happens in great timing. Like I would maybe 3, but I've talked to people who like have kids, and they're like, oh yeah, maybe just one more, like nothing else. Like, oh, well, it's not your show, it's my show, and you know. So I just
Okay.
want a man who's willing. If you got kids, you gotta be willing to give me what I want, because I'm taking
Okay.
what you got.
All right, Jasmine, let's do the Kendrick Cam, honey.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we see you.
She in shape.
You have a good shape.
Thank you.
So, Jasmine, when was your last relationship?
I dated somebody at the end of last year.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask, when's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Around the end of last year.
Okay. Why do you think you're
Previous
single?
relationship. Okay.
I feel like I wasn't enforcing my boundaries like I should have been in my 20s. I feel like I also was having fun in my 20s. So shout out to my time. And now, like, with the people who I wish it might have moved forward with at some point in time and it didn't, I feel like my boundaries weren't where they should have been. I was accepting things I probably shouldn't have, forgiving things I shouldn't have. And it's just like,
she picked the wrong guys.
It's just a waste of time in the end. Like, so now I'm like trying to just work on making sure I'm being honest about what I want and not messing with something that's just not even what I don't want, so I don't waste my time.
Okay. Did I ask you when's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I mean, you could just say around the end of last year.
Okay.
So, you know what? The why she's single, I can respect that answer. At least she's being honest about it. But again, we have another woman who has fallen victim to the fact that she has no clue about the male experience. She doesn't understand. She's terrible at mate selection. So if I had to guess, I would say that she probably comes from a single parent home, or she does it. She has been raised not to respect the men in her family, in her community, because the way you end up with the story that she just told is that you don't let the men in your family vet the guys that you're with. You think you're smarter than them. You know stuff that they don't, even though they have decades of more experience than you. So it speaks to the ego level there, right? But like I said, the positive is that she's trying to turn it around and do better. Will she succeed? I don't know, because let's just keep going.
Why would a guy be lucky to be with you, Jasmine?
Great question.
I feel like I'm so loyal. I'm very loving. Like I really have almost unconditional love.
No,
I'm stable.
It's unconditional so long as you're making 100K, right?
I have my own everything. I'm just a great Southern girl. I can cook. I'm down to earth. I love to have, just great moments with my partner. I'm a pleaser. Like, I really, 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 really am a pleaser when it comes to just being like, we'll just leave it at that. So.
Okay, I think I understand where you're going.
Very ladylike. I get the down to earth vibe. That's the vibe that she's giving, because she's not wearing her makeup is very toned down. It matches her skin tone. Like I said, when you look at her nails, there's nothing flashy about it. Even the clothes that she's not wearing anything like overly extravagant that is where she's showing off a bunch of cleavage. Her apartment looks kind of like because I'm assuming this is an apartment. It looks like it. But if you notice, there's not a lot going on in there, which might be a good thing, considering when she talked about what she does for a living. As long as she's a functioning adult, I'm okay with, like, she don't have any pictures on the wall or anything like that, or anything in the cabinet. Yeah, that's still bothering the crap out of me, but I'm okay with that as long as she's living within her means. But yeah, let's go
on with that. What's the age range you would date?
I would say 30, between 30 and maybe like 43.
30 to 43. All right.
And it's got to be willing to have kids as well.
Okay, we got that. But here's the problem, because this doesn't match up with what she said before. The vast majority of men who are making 100K, they're 50 and up. Because it's, men hit their financial stride later in life. The more if you want to date a guy that's making that kind of money, fine. then you need to be dating men who are a lot older than 43, because the vast majority of the men that make her salary requirement, they're in their 50s and 60s. You can't have it both ways. She's looking for a 1% guy.
Okay, because that's important.
Marriage and all of that.
Okay. So this is Jasmine, 30, is a Cancer. Alex, do you want to be in Virginia?
Yeah, it would be nice to date you right here, right? But I'm not going to limit myself at all. Wherever you are, nurses can work anywhere.
Okay, so she's willing to relocate. She's a Cancer. She's a nursing. She's a student. She'll be an official nurse once she graduates. No kids. She does want kids. You gotta be willing to have kids. 30 to 43. She would like you to be able to provide for yourself, and you say you want to provide for you too, right?
But I do like a man who wants to provide for me. But I'm coming to meet you 50-50.
Wait. You please tell me Kendra's not going to let her get away with that. Well, let's see what happens.
Okay. She's with the 50-50 plan. How could the guy reach out to you, baby?
Oh, God. She going to let her get away with that. Okay. You know what? Let's.
So my Instagram is southern_beauty, but it's.
Hold on a second here. Let's we're gonna look this up because let's see what we got here. She said it was southern_beauty, right? _BA. Uh-oh. There's a bunch of those. Let's hear. It's got to be something else.
It's going to be an S and a 0. And then everything else is
okay.
southern_beauty.
Hold on. But everybody else is cute. It makes it easier to have your title as in the name because it makes it easier. So spell it for me, honey.
S0 and just spell it like southern_beauty.
So S0.
UTHERN_beauty.
So southern with a
and
0,
okay, waste of time.
Beauty. Yes, ma'am.
Waste of time, guys. It's set to private, so it's not even a point. Well, what was the point of you? That's pointless. You don't say your Instagram on here, but then it's private, so no one can see it. Well, what's the point of sending people there then? Yeah. Okay. But look, guys, this started out great. I mean, I there was so much here. This started out, like I said, it started out great. She's presentable. So she knows how to make herself presentable. She's using makeup to enhance her features, her skin tones. It's not overly obvious that she's wearing makeup, but you can tell. I mean, she did say she was on a date earlier, so I get it. She don't have to strip her fingernails, so she's low key. Her wardrobe is appropriate for talking to the masses. She's not out here thirst trapping, right? Or at least as far as we know, on his show, she's not thirst trapping. She has she can support herself, so she says. But the look of her apartment tells me that she is supporting herself while she's in school. That would be doable for me. That makes sense. You can take care of yourself. You can pay your own bills. That means that you're not expecting me to come in and take that stuff over. Hey, that's great. She's looking for a career because she says she's studying to be a nurse. Okay. Then it started to go left. And I'm telling you, see, we wasted a lot of time. Kendra wasted a lot of time asking these ambiguous questions. If she just started off with, how tall does he need to be? How much money do you want him to make a year? It could have saved so much time. Now, what I will say is that the 30-day thing. I actually like that because if you're looking to be married, that makes a lot of sense. You know, you might not go on that many dates inside of 30 days, particularly if you meet with a man. If you're trying to date a successful man, you definitely ain't going on that many dates because he's working. Right. And, you know, and then there are other women around him, too. So you're vying for his time. That's why I said the 30-day rule makes sense, because then, you know, within, like, the guy knows if you're a wife material inside of that time, because number one, he'll take the time to get to know you, especially if you're trying to get to know him outside of going on dates. Yeah, he's going to be paying attention to that. So that was a realistic goal. If she'd have been more realistic on the income thing, I would say this woman is a catch. But there's a lot of delusion there too, because that 100K thing, and then you expect him to be in his 30s. It's like most, and then she want to have 3 kids, and she already 30. That's why I say 25. Yeah, because then you can definitely do 3 kids. That's a lot easier than trying to cram them all in inside of 3 or 4 years. I don't think she's actually thought that out, but you know, it is what it is. At least she was honest about her past, you know. Clearly she had a hot girl summer, but she recognized it. And yeah, this ain't what I want. And so kudos to that, because most women just they try and make it a hot girl decade and end up falling flat on their face. But like I said, she's attractive, so it may work out. I mean, you never know. One of the things that Kendra did not talk about was, well, I guess she did in a way, the non-negotiables. The income thing wasn't listed as a non-negotiable, so there may be room there for some realistic expectations. You may not make 100K, but if you're meeting all the other qualities, then there's a good chance that something may happen there. You never know. But guys, I think this is a more this one wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as that other one, the video that y'all couldn't hear. I don't know. I may redo that one again and just re-release it, because it. What I can say is, if we're gonna look at content like this, I'm always gonna pick the ones where the woman looks presentable. I'm not trying to we don't need to highlight women who don't know, who are up here thirst trapping while Kendra has her cleavage showing. That's amazing, right? I mean, come on. But I'm not trying to highlight a bunch of women who are trying to look like they're promiscuous, because that we're trying to improve our image, particularly the black woman's image, because these are the women that we have to marry. These are our daughters. So if we want to start promoting marriage, part of being a marriageable woman is you got to have a good image. You need a wholesome image. None of this hoish behavior stuff. If you look promiscuous, guys, if you look promiscuous, yeah, we're going to say, okay, she's a hoe. Doesn't matter if you are or not. We still think that. So immediately we put you into that box. Sex only, no marriage. And it's hard to change our minds on that too. Yeah. So look, guys, great conversation. I actually enjoyed this. We definitely gonna be coming back here, because these I think highlighting these, particularly women who are grounded in some aspects at least, is important. We got to start highlighting that behavior more, and we got to start rewarding it where we see it, because otherwise, you know, we may as well. Well, look, I'm gonna say goes to the next time. Peace.